there's been this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach that something is missing.
But it's our last episode together because Sunny is now venturing off into a new area of work.
But then what happened was I went and climbed a mountain. I spent some time with this and it like the aha moment was I'm lonely.
Life takes us here and there. It's windy, it throws curveballs at us. What do you do? How do you handle it? And anytime we make a change, it requires courage, strength. You come back, and a year later, you realize, you know what? I'm not doing the work that I want to do, but it's not filling me up. I'm not as happy as I want to be. Welcome to the Creative Divorce. I'm Wendy Rovers, divorce coach, and I am here with Sunny Wishart, an advice-only financial planner at a la carte Financial. Over the past year and a half, we've shared with you our thoughts, concepts, information, knowledge, inspiration, all around your money, your financial independence, and creating financial freedom in your life. Transitioning through separation and divorce. For some of you, it's the first time you dove into your finances. For some of you, you know a little bit, but you need to know a little bit more. All of our resources are here. Um, everything from who should you hire, figuring out your money story, understanding your divorce story, your RESPs, RRSPs, TFSAs, your credit line, your line of credit, how to kind of create a plan that's not overwhelming and learn one simple thing at a time. So we've shared all this with you, and today is our very last episode together. Well, I'm going to say we'll be back in a year because I want to like see where Sunny's at. But it's our last episode together because Sunny is now venturing off into a new area of work. She's making a change, and change is uncomfortable. Change is not easy, but she's listening and choosing to listen to her inner wisdom, her inner knowing, and make a change that is best for her and her family. I think it's inspirational. I think it should be inspirational for you. Life takes us here and there. It's windy, it throws curveballs at us. What do you do? How do you handle it? Do you create your life, or are you just always reacting to your life? Well, Sunny's definitely creating her life, and we're going to hear all about it right now. Sunny, this is exciting.
I know this is a big deal. I'm getting a little like I get a little misty-eyed sometimes because you got to make change. And I really loved our podcasts. I feel like just the time we've spent offering our knowledge and hopefully helping to ease some minds along the way is just means the absolute world to me. I love my business very, very, very much. I've been running it for 6 years. I've built it to over from the ground up to over 300 households, and I help so many people. I help advisors, I help people in career transition, life transition, all that stuff. And it's been amazing. But for like the last year and a half, there's been this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach that something is missing. And I couldn't put my finger on it for the life of me. So I'm going around trying to figure out, what could be wrong? If you look from a bird's eye view, life's pretty great. We have everything we could ever want, roof, food, everyone's healthy. And you think, well, there's absolutely nothing wrong. So you kind of keep going. But then what happened was I went and climbed a mountain.
You climbed a mountain. I've never climbed a mountain. That is cool. Tell us about that. Climbed a
So,
mountain.
yeah, that was almost a year ago now. I went with 24 women. We went to Tanzania to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and it was absolute life changing and not in the moment. In the moment, it was just get through this as unscathed as possible. But it was after we got home and I was asked by a networking peer to speak about the experience. And she sent me some formulas of how to write about speaking and, start with this, go to this, end with this. And I actually ignored her for a little bit because I was afraid to unpack my experience mentally. And then when I did, I agreed. I said, I'll do it. I sat and I wrote down, and well, there came the waterworks. I had, I'm writing it out, and this is what they always say, like journaling and things like that. I'm not a huge journaler. So I spent some time with this, and like the aha moment was, I'm lonely. I've been working by myself, doing everything by myself years. And before that, I was a corporate girl and always part of a team. So, well, holy smokes. And one of my girlfriends that we were attached at the hip on the climb, we were having our certificate ceremony proving we went up there. They put how old you are when you go up there on their certificate. And I said to her, I said, I have all these pictures and you're in every single one of them. So you're going to be in all my marketing because I don't have a single picture by myself. And she said to me, she goes, well, because we didn't want to. We always wanted, we were a team. We were together. It was like, if you go down, I'm going down. If I go down, you're going down. We didn't let each other down. And I now know that if I didn't have that, there's no way I would have done it. I would have turned back. That
And that's
team
that so that's
aspect.
listening to your intuition, your gut, your inner knowing, your wiser, call it what you want. It's the awareness of what is important to you. And it doesn't matter what's important to me or what's important to Mary or Bob or Sally, what's important to Sunny. And you realized you were feeling lonely.
And that moment was it was a lot. It was a lot to handle because from outside looking in, things look perfect. And to some people, I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs who love that aspect of entrepreneurship. This
Yep.
is this is good for them. And I'm like, that's great. Um, and I wish it was something because I love this business so much, but it's just not how I thrive. So I have had a bank reaching out for a while with a role, and it's been so I kind of sent them a note and said, hey, tell me more about this role. And they told me about it, and I'm thinking, this is perfect. This is a very natural transition for me at this time. The team aspect is there. The hybrid component is there. I'm still running the house and running the show and extracurricular and off to school and stuff like that, but I'm still going to be able to do all that. And my favorite thing was talking to my new boss. She said, well, give it a try, and if it doesn't work out, you can go back to running your business. And I thought, oh, I like her already.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So how you feeling about it? When do you start? When are you
Yeah.
transitioning?
Yeah, I'm so nervous, but excited. I know it's the right thing. So I'm starting in September, which will be the 1 year anniversary of the climb.
Wow. Cool.
And I'm winding down now. I've sent out the announcements and wrapping up some plans with some people. Some people were trying to squeak some in before I close the doors. So it definitely wasn't a lighthearted shift. There's, of course, so many other factors there too, going back to earning a steady income versus variable income. That's kind of been something on my mind too. We can go into that as well, but I'm really, really excited. I've talked to some of the other team members already, told them my story because everyone's like, well, why would you wind down this business? It seems so good. Why are you making this move? And I just thought, I think I'm going to be able to offer people still financial planning and things like that. It's just going to be under the bank space.
Exactly. And isn't it interesting? Um, the your inner knowing is I'm lonely. I like working with other people. I like the team aspect. I want to chit chat with people, be, collaborate and be in a group. This is what I need. But isn't it interesting the external, the comments from other people, the other people that have something to say about your decision and your choice? Why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think. But the thing is, it affects us, and it makes you second guess yourself, and you're wondering, geez, am I making the right choice? Is this right for me? Um, I love the strength that you have to be able to just say, no, this is my move. And so, how do you feel about people people talking to you saying, your business is great. Why would you move now? You're just getting going. You've kind of reached the 6-year mark, and things are going to only get better from here. Why would you stop now? How are you handling that?
Yeah, it's fortunately, it's overwhelming the amount of support I'm getting.
Super.
So most people are happy for me, albeit some people are sad to lose me, but ultimately want me to be happy, which is why I love my clients and business because
Mm.
they're all good people. But yeah, that has been a conversation for sure with a lot of peers and things like that. And once I touch on the loneliness, anyone who's been in that entrepreneur space just nods heavy, like, yep, it's a
They get it.
solo journey.
I get
And
it. They get
you,
it. Yeah,
they,
absolutely.
everyone knows, and they also get that it's not for everybody.
Hmm.
And I really wanted it to be for me because I like what I do and lifestyle's awesome, but like I said, there's been this thing in the pit of my stomach. I've been a little bit drained because I'm not energized every day. Like I know I can't get up and out in the morning like I used to. What's the matter with me?
So you
So,
feed off other people's energy, as we all do, and that is one of the challenges with entrepreneurship, is how do you feed off good energy when you're just sitting behind a desk at your computer at 5 in the morning, creating your offers, and you're doing your marketing and prepping for the day, and there's no one around to kind of say, hey, how was your night? How was your sleep? What did you watch on TV? How's your husband? No kind of other energy that you have to create for yourself when you're an entrepreneur. No doubt about it. I want to tap into something that's really cool and really fascinating to me, and something that I practice in my life is solitude. Now, you mentioned that you you went up and down the mountain with another woman, but I'm sure there were times when you weren't talking, or when you had some time to think, or you had some time to think after you were finished your climb and after you received your certification or certificate. You know, so what do you think, how important is solitude? And then I'll also say one more thing is, I think we live in a world now where people don't take time for themselves. They don't take even 5 minutes to be alone. Never mind an hour, a day, a week, a month, or a year. People don't take that time to give them a chance to think and know who they are. So I'm wondering, you mentioned that the climb was kind of the spark, to all of this, and then it inspired you to make this change. So how important is solitude, do you think, in a person's life?
gosh, yeah, there were definitely a lot of moments where we were just gasping for air. And there was, you can only talk so much. Oh, it's 6 days. So,
So you had some time to think.
well, and I knew that was going to happen. And, but what really happened was you were so physically exhausted
Mm.
that because I had actually picked topics to think about because I figured I'm going to be all up in my head this whole time and I'm going to need to be specific about my thoughts. So I had these topics of things to think about. Well, before we left, and I had a journal. I brought a journal with me, but none of it happened.
Mhm.
I
So
think
you
I
got
would
out
have
of
done.
your head and you didn't think.
I didn't think.
That's amazing. Because that's where we all want to be. Don't think, get out of your head, into your body, and follow that intuition. And do you think that played a part in the choices that you've made now moving forward in your work?
Maybe, yeah, because I had gotten down in a rabbit hole of overthinking,
Yeah.
and I call it, and we suffer from this a lot in our house, analysis paralysis. So we're analyzing these moves to the point of doing nothing.
Yeah.
And
Analysis paralysis. Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
that a lot here. And I've been getting worse as I get older. When I was younger, I look back, I'm like, geez, I packed up my car and moved
Mm.
in just spur of the moment. I rented an apartment on the phone and rolled a sleeping bag out when I got there. I could do that anytime. I made moves like you wouldn't believe. And then all of a sudden, now that I'm in these other roles of mom and wife and, that kind of stuff, I think, oh, I have to think about everybody. Can't just think about myself. And I had stopped kind of what do I need? Like, what's going to make me thrive more and be better and happier too and get out. So to get out of all that. But the not thinking definitely put a pin in the overthinking.
And not thinking allows us to listen to our inner wisdom. It allows us to kind of listen to us, to you. And when we're thinking, you need to think. We need to think about things. We need to make decisions. But when we're overthinking and ruminating and as you mentioned, analysis paralysis can come into play, and you just don't do anything, or you overthink and you're erratic and you make crazy decisions and crazy choices. I mean, it can go any different way. So I find it really interesting that you you went on this adventure. Not an easy choice to make. You had a lot of training prior to. I'm assuming there was a lot of, pack this, pack that, a lot of prep. Then there's a whole group of women. You have to plan your travel. I know that your husband and son met you there afterwards, so there was planning that. Like this was a big event in your life, and and then you come back and a year later you realize, you know what, i I'm not doing the work that I want to do. Like I like what I'm doing, but it's not filling me up. It doesn't make me um I'm not as happy as I want to be. Why? One of the reasons, I'm lonely. I want the collaboration. I want the people. I want the hustle bustle. I want to throw things off somebody and 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 work together as a team. So I find it really cool that you had this time in your life, where you did some thinking, did some not thinking, and really got into your body, were physically exhausted, and now here you are. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot, and sometimes I know I feel like a bit of a fraud because I've been touting about unbiased financial planning for the last 6 years. Like I don't have to sell a product to make my income or whatever, and I'm moving into that space, but I thought, well, that doesn't mean I'm a bad person or I'm going to sell
Mm-mm.
something they shouldn't have. It's been a gap for sure in my space that I can't implement certain strategies for my clients because I don't sell a product, but I'm recommending they go do something with someone else. But so when I'm speaking to other advice only planners and letting them know, they're kind of like, most of them are like, they get it. They're happy for me. They get what it's like. Um, but there's just that little inner critic that's saying, yeah, but you've been saying for 6 years that people need.
Yeah,
So
but you
gosh,
know what? You know what I think is, I think you can bring um your advice only planning. I think it jives really well with the work that you're going to do, because you're still a from the heart honest human being. So you're
Mhm.
still going to say, okay, these are your options. Um, uh, and you're going to let them know what you recommend. And if they say to you, well, what would you do? You're going to let them know what you would do. You're going to be um, the same honest human being with this past 6 years um, of work that you've done. I think is going to I think it's going to improve the work that you do now at the bank. That's what I think. I mean, we've all been to the bank and somebody's standing there and they have, 7 products to sell, and if they sell this one, they're going to make more money, and if they sell that one, they'll make some money, and the bank's really pushing, this month got to sell this product, and we've all been the customer, and we know when they're just selling us product, and then we
Mhm.
know when they are caring about us and wanting us to be and reach financial independence and financial freedom. So I don't know. I think you're going to bring like a whole bunch of awesomeness to the work that you're doing. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do feel like my genuine self comes out, shines. People know that I'm
Yeah.
doing this because I do truly love planning. And during the process, the hiring process, I, of course, had to do these personality tests and these quizzes and stuff to make sure I was the right fit. And the HR person told my new boss that I'm almost too perfect of a fit because, I like people. I like being around people and I want to talk to them and stuff
Yep.
like that. I'm not a hermit. And they're like, perfect.
Yep. No, I think it's going to be I'm really excited for you. And
Thanks.
yeah, I'm really excited for you. I mean, I think this is cool, and it's brave. I mean, changing and making change and stepping out of our comfort zone. Now, you were in corporate prior to, so have some familiarity, but but just it's still a move. And anytime we make a change, it requires courage, strength, um, and yeah, way to go. I think that's awesome. And I think it's inspirational for anyone listening to this. Like, you can make a change. You can learn about your finances. You can understand your money. You can still, we'll put links at the bottom of this video so you can still reach out to Sunny at any time. You can reach out to me, of course, at any time. And you can grow. Like, we grow, we change, we move forward. That's an amazing life right there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the change is going to be really invigorating.
Well, that's great. Anything else?
I'm going to miss these chats and hopefully we'll just put all the other ones on repeat.
Definitely. There's links out there for everybody. I mean, there's so much good information that I think is never going to get old. Well, it'd take a while to get old. It's still solid, good information. It's a good starting point for a person to go and walk through some of the basics and some of the more complex money ideas. But it's a good start, and you can do it just on your own, in your bed, in your living room, and then you can take it from there, and then you can learn and learn and learn and grow, and that was our hope, that was our goal. So this information is there for everyone. And I, like I mentioned, I'd really like to catch up with you again in a year and let everyone know how it's going.
Let's do it. I
Let's
want
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Let's
I
do it.
want to know how it's going to be going in a year.
We will find out. Yeah. Well, it's been great. Of course, if you want to reach out to Sunny or I, you do it. You know that change is possible. Look, Sunny's showing us all that it's exciting. You are awesome. You are loved. You are perfect, just the way that you are. Thanks for being here today.